The Philippines has long maintained a relatively modest naval presence compared to its neighbors in Southeast Asia. But in 2026, everything is changing. After years of strategic planning, negotiations, and modernization efforts, the Philippine Navy has taken a significant step forward by officially announcing and partially commissioning its first modern submarine fleet. This development isn't just a leap in defense capability. It marks a turning point in how the Philippines secures its maritime borders, deters threats, and asserts its sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea. But what does this new submarine program actually look like? Where does the technology come from? How will it integrate with the rest of the armed forces of the Philippines? And what impact will it have on regional power dynamics in Asia? In this video, we're diving deep into the 2026 Philippines Submarine Initiative, its specs, partnerships, strategies, and more. And as always, we'll also give you a quick update on the latest developments from the automotive world at the end of the video. Let's get into it. For decades, the Philippine Navy was one of the few maritime forces in Asia without a submarine fleet. Despite its massive coastline and strategic maritime position, the country operated primarily with surface ships, some dating back to World War. In an era of growing regional tensions, especially with increasing Chinese presence in the South China Sea, this was a major vulnerability. The idea of acquiring submarines has been floating in Philippine defense circles for over 20 years. But the 2026 Defense Modernization Plan, an updated version of the revised AFP modernization program, has finally made it a reality. The flagship of this new undersea capability is the diesel-electric submarine, a proven platform originally designed by France's naval group and already used by navies such as Brazil, Chile, and India. But what makes the perfect for the Philippines? First, its compact design and silent operation make it ideal for shallow waters and archipelagic environments like the Sulu and Celebes seas. It's 66.4 meters long, with a displacement of 1,565 tons when submerged. It can carry 31 crew members, along with up to 18 torpedoes and anti-ship missiles. Second, the sub has a top submerged speed of 20 knots, and its air-independent propulsion system allows it to stay submerged for longer periods compared to conventional diesel-electric submarines. Third, it's customizable. The Philippines has opted for an upgraded variant with enhanced sonar, electronic warfare capabilities, and satellite integration, allowing it to connect directly with land-based command centers and even join U.S.-Philippine operations if needed. In total, the initial deal includes 2 submarines, with options for 4 more by 2030. Now let's talk about the deal itself. This acquisition was part of a $1.7 billion strategic defense package signed with the French naval group, with training and maintenance agreements bundled in. Under the agreement, Filipino sailors and officers will receive multi-stage training in France and India, and the first group has already completed basic submarine operations training by April 2026. A key aspect of this deal is the long-term technology transfer component. This means that by 2028, the Naval Group and the Philippine Navy are expected to collaborate on building a submarine maintenance and training center in Subic Bay. Subic, a former U.S. naval base, has once again become a major military hub and will now house the command center for undersea operations. Interestingly, there's a political dimension here as well. Some regional analysts see the submarine purchase as a clear message to China, which has been steadily increasing its military presence in disputed waters. The Philippine government insists that the subs are for defensive and deterrent purposes only, but the timing and partners involved certainly point to broader strategic thinking. The United States has supported the submarine program indirectly, with intelligence sharing and joint training missions increasing under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. Meanwhile, Japan has offered logistical support and additional anti-submarine warfare equipment to help integrate the new fleet. With that said, this isn't just about military hardware, it's about a change in doctrine. The Philippine Navy is now implementing a three-layer maritime defense strategy. This includes 1. Surface fleet expansion, adding new frigates, patrol vessels, and missile-capable fast attack craft. 2. Submarine operations, creating a dedicated undersea warfare command, which will oversee stealth patrols and undersea surveillance. 3. Integration with Air Force assets, particularly with the deployment of Orion maritime patrol aircraft and modernized drones. This strategy is already showing results. In May 2026, a simulated naval exercise in the Sulu Sea involving one of the newly acquired submarines and an upgraded BRP Jose Rizal-class frigate successfully detected and neutralized a simulated threat under strict electronic silence conditions. The performance was hailed as a milestone in Philippine naval history. Of course, there are critics. Some argue that the cost of the submarines diverts funds from much-needed social services. Others question whether the Philippines has the infrastructure and long-term expertise to manage such high-tech equipment. But supporters argue that maritime security is national security, and without credible deterrence, the country risks losing control over its own territory. Public opinion appears to support the move. A Pulse Asia survey conducted in early 2026 showed that over 72% of Filipinos support increased defense spending, especially for maritime defense. In coastal provinces, this support jumps to nearly 80%. What's next for the submarine fleet? The second sub is expected to be delivered by early 2027. Meanwhile, discussions are ongoing about a potential joint submarine base with the United States in Palawan, closer to the contested areas of the South China Sea. The Philippines is also exploring indigenous defense development, including a locally produced torpedo project in collaboration with South Korean defense firms. Now, before we shift gears to the latest car updates, let's take a quick look at the regional impact. China has responded with cautious diplomatic statements, urging peaceful cooperation but also increasing patrols near Scarborough Shoal. Vietnam and Indonesia, on the other hand, have expressed support, stating that a stronger Philippine Navy contributes to regional stability. In the big picture, the Philippines' entry into submarine operations signals a new chapter not just in its military strategy, but in its place within Southeast Asian geopolitics. Now, as promised, let's take a look at what's happening in the automotive world. If you're a fan of future military-grade engineering and fast cars, you'll love the new 2026 Mitsubishi Strada Ralliart Military Edition that just debuted in Manila. Inspired by the armed forces of the Philippines, this special edition pickup is armored with Kevlar-reinforced panels, off-road tires, and a diesel-tuned 2.4 liters Mi-VEC turbo engine pushing 220 horsepower. Meanwhile, Toyota has launched the 2026 Fortuner GRS Tactical Edition, specifically marketed for off-duty military personnel and emergency response teams. It features bullet-resistant glass, built-in emergency radio systems, and a solar-powered auxiliary battery. In the F-sector, the BYD Blade Tactical X SUV is gaining popularity among Philippine law enforcement agencies. Fully electric, with 500 kilometers range and built-in drone support tech, it represents the future of patrol vehicles in urban and coastal areas. And if you're a performance fan, don't miss out on the 2026 Nissan 400Z Track package. it's already being spotted on the streets of Quezon City and Davao, sporting a manual gearbox, 405 horsepower, and race-tuned suspension. So, whether it's stealthy submarines deep below the ocean or tactical vehicles tearing through rugged terrain, 2026 is proving to be a pivotal year for both Philippine defense and its evolving vehicle landscape. Stay tuned to the channel for in-depth features on the upcoming Submarine Command Simulation program, behind-the-scenes looks at military-grade vehicle testing, and a special episode on Philippine Coast Guard modernization next week. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Philippines submarine program and latest car tech, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss future updates from the world of defense and high-performance machines. See you in the next video. Stay informed, stay sharp,